The cold steel door slammed shut with a finality that echoed like a gunshot in Logan's chest, sealing him into the dim underbelly of the precinct basement where forgotten suspects rotted away. At 28, he'd sworn an oath to protect and serve. But tonight, his own badge-wearing brothers had turned the key, their faces twisted not in justice, but in venomous disgust. "Freak," one had spat as they dragged him down the stairs, the words slicing deeper than any blade, unraveling the fragile web of secrets Logan had woven around his heart for years. In that suffocating moment, as the air grew thick with the stench of mildew and despair, Logan slumped against the wall, his broad shoulders heaving with silent sobs that no one would hear. He was Logan Hayes, born and raised in the Rust Belt grit of Detroit, Michigan, a city of broken dreams and unbreakable spirits where he'd clawed his way from a troubled foster home to the academy's top recruit. Gay from the moment he'd first felt that forbidden flutter in high school locker rooms. He'd buried it under layers of bravado and brotherhood, convinced that in the blue line, love was a luxury he couldn't afford. But secrets have a way of clawing out, especially when trust is the currency of survival. It started innocently enough, or so Logan told himself in the haze of retrospect, back when the precinct was more family than fortress. The 12th District in downtown Detroit buzzed with the relentless pulse of a city fighting to reclaim its soul, sirens wailing through snow-dusted streets. The distant hum of factories that once built empires now echoing with ghosts. Logan had been a patrol officer for 5 years, his 6-foot frame cutting an imposing figure in the uniform that made him feel invincible. He moved with the quiet confidence of someone who'd learned early that vulnerability was a crack in the armor waiting to be exploited. His partner, Sergeant Mike Riley, was the anchor in that storm, a burly Irish-American with a laugh like thunder and eyes that crinkled with genuine warmth. Mike, pushing 40, had taken Logan under his wing from day one, sharing late-night coffees after shifts and stories of his own wild youth-chasing tale in the Cass corridor bars. "You got heart, kid," Mike would say, clapping Logan's back hard enough to rattle his teeth. "That's rarer than a clean bust in this town." And Logan believed him, let the praise seep into the parched soil of his soul, blooming into a loyalty fiercer than blood. There were others too, Carla Ruiz, the sharp-tongued desk sergeant with tattoos snaking up her arms like vines of rebellion, who'd slipped him extra ammo during rookie hazing, and Jamal Washington, the young beat cop with dreams of detective gold, whose quick wit masked a childhood scarred by the same streets they patrolled. They were his team, his tribe, forged in the fire of chases and close calls, where one wrong turn meant a bullet or a badge stripped away. But beneath the camaraderie lurked the shadows Logan navigated daily. He'd come out to no one, not even his estranged sister in Chicago, who sent birthday cards with pictures of her perfect suburban life. In the locker room, he'd avert his eyes from the casual nudity, forcing laughs at crude jokes that twisted like knives in his gut. Dates were stolen moments in seedy motels on the edge of town, with men whose names he forgot by dawn. Each encounter a reminder of the life he craved but couldn't claim. One day, he'd whisper to his reflection in the precinct mirror, tracing the faint scar on his jaw from a bar fight he'd never fully explained. "One day, you'll be free." That day shattered on a humid August evening, the kind where the air clung like regret. The call came in at dusk, domestic disturbance in a crumbling walk-up on Gresham Avenue. The kind of place where hope went to die amid peeling wallpaper and unpaid bills. Logan and Mike rolled up first, the cruiser's lights slicing through the twilight like accusations. Shouts spilled from an open window, of a man's voice slurred with rage, a woman's pleas cutting sharp as glass. They burst through the door, Mike covering high, Logan low, the familiar adrenaline surging like an old friend. Inside, chaos reigned, overturned furniture, a lamp shattered like dreams, And in the center, Victor Hale, a hulking auto worker with fists like hammers, looming over his wife, Elena, her face a map of fresh bruises. "Drop it, Vic," Mike bellowed, gun steady. But Victor lunged, wild-eyed and desperate, swinging a bottle that caught Logan across the temple. Stars exploded in his vision, but instinct kicked and Logan tackled him, pinning the man face down as Mike cuffed him. Elena sobbed in the corner, clutching a photo of their 2 kids, her eyes locking onto Logan's with a gratitude that pierced him. As they hauled Victor out, something shifted. Victor twisted in the cuffs, his breath hot against Logan's ear. "You think you're a hero? I seen you at the hideout last week, cozy with that pretty boy bartender. Keep your fairy hands off me." The words landed like a sucker punch, Logan's blood turning to ice. The Hideo Yuta discreet gay bar on the outskirts. His rare escape. How? A tail. A slip-up. He shoved Victor harder into the car, heart hammering. But the damage was done. Mike's glance lingered a beat too long, brow furrowed in confusion that curdled into suspicion. Back at the precinct, the air thickened. Debrief in the bullpen, Carla logging the report, Jamal cracking jokes to lighten the mood. But Mike pulled Logan aside in the hallway, voice low. "What the hell was that freak saying? Hideout? You moonlighting or something?" Logan's throat closed, words tumbling out in a lie wrong guy. "Mistaken identity." Mike nodded slowly, but the seed was planted, roots burrowing deep. Days blurred into a tense standoff. Whispers slithered through the ranks, sidelong stares in the locker room, jokes laced with barbs. Logan buried himself in work, volunteering for doubles, avoiding the team lunches where laughter once felt like home. Nights, he lay awake in his sparse apartment overlooking the Detroit River, the water's dark flow mirroring his turmoil. "They're your brothers," he'd remind himself, fingers tracing the rainbow pin hidden in his glove box, a gift from a fleeting lover who'd vanished like smoke. But doubt not, what if they knew? Would the badge shield him? Or shatter? The breaking point came 2 weeks later, during a stakeout gone sideways. Rain lashed the windshield of the unmarked van parked in the shadow of an abandoned Ford plant. The team huddled inside, Mike at the wheel, Carla on comms, Jamal nursing a thermos of bad coffee, and Logan in the back, scanning the derelict lot for their suspected dealer peddling fentanyl to the kids clawing out of poverty. Tension hummed like the wiper's frantic swipe. Eyes sharp, Mike grunted, but his gaze flicked to Logan more than the target. Then, chaos, tires screeched. Shadows erupted from the gloom, rival crew ambushing. Gunfire cracked the night, bullets pinging off metal like hail from hell. "Down!" Carla yelled, returning fire. Jamal kicked open the side door. Logan right behind, weapon drawn. In the frenzy, Logan spotted the dealer bolting toward a chain-link fence, a satchel of poison slung over his shoulder. Adrenaline propelled him forward, vaulting debris, lungs burning. He tackled the man mid-stride, the impact jarring bone deep, cuffs snapping shut as they rolled in the mud. But victory soured fast. As backup sirens wailed closer, Mike loomed over them, face a mask of thunder. "Search him," he ordered, but his eyes bored into Logan. The satchel spilled open, not drugs, but a burner phone and photos, surveillance shots of the team, timestamps from the precinct lot. And there, buried in the mess, a crumpled printout from the hideout's security cam. Logan, arm around a stranger, lips brushing in a stolen kiss. The world tilted. Mike's hand clamped Logan's shoulder, grip bruising. "You set us up. For what, your little secret life?" Denial surged, but the evidence screamed betrayal. Jamal's face crumpled in shock. Carla's hand hovered near her holster, uncertainty flickering. Before Logan could speak, Mike radioed it in, suspect in custody. And Hayes. He's compromised. Lock him down. They dragged him back. Not to holding, but deeper to the basement cells reserved for the irredeemable. No charges. No Miranda, just a gag order wrapped in internal affairs. The door clanged shut, leaving Logan in darkness that pressed like judgment. Hours bled into eternity, his mind replaying the faces, Mike's fury masking fear, Jamal's wide-eyed hurt, Carla's conflicted silence. Betrayal wasn't just their action. It was the mirror to his own self-imposed cage. As dawn's gray light filtered through a high grate, Logan pounded the door until his fists bled, screams echoing unanswered. Let me explain. It's not what you think. But silence answered, thick with the weight of shattered trust. Curled on the bunk, he wept not for the cell, but for the boy in Detroit who'd dreamed of heroes, only to become the villain in his own story. Yet, in that abyss, a spark flickered. Survival wasn't surrender. He was Logan Hayes, gay and proud in his marrow, and he'd fight not just for freedom, but for the truth that could mend or destroy them all. The precinct above buzzed on, oblivious or complicit. Mike paced the bullpen, nursing a whiskey in a styrofoam cup, the burn doing little to dull the gnaw in his gut. He sold us out, he'd mutter to anyone listening, but the words tasted like ash. Jamal sat silent at his desk, replaying the stakeout in his mind the way Logan's tackle had saved his ass more times than he could count. Carla slammed files, her anger a shield for the unease twisting inside. Was this justice? Or just fear wearing a badge? Down below, Logan's resolve hardened. He thought of Elena Hale, the woman he'd saved that night, her grateful nod a lifeline. Of his sister, whose last call had begged him to visit, to live a little. Of the men who'd loved him briefly, their touches ghosts now fueling his fire. No more hiding. When the door finally creaked open hours later, Mike's silhouette filling the frame. Eyes hollow, Logan rose, chin lifted. You want the truth? Fine. But it's gonna cost you everything you thought you knew. Mike hesitated, key dangling like a noose. Talk. But Logan shook his head. Not here. Take me to the roof, where the city's watching. It was a demand wrapped in vulnerability. A bridge extended over the chasm. Reluctantly, Mike unchained him, the click echoing like a heartbeat restarting. They climbed the stairs in silence, the weight of unspoken words heavier than iron. On the rooftop, Detroit sprawled below, a mosaic of lights flickering against the pre-dawn sky, the river snaking like a vein of silver. Wind whipped their uniforms, carrying the faint tang of industry and rain. Logan leaned on the parapet, heart pounding. I'm gay, Mike. Have been since forever. That night at the hideout, it was me, being human for once. The dealer, he tailed me, twisted it to frame us. But you locked me away without a word because what? It scares you. Mike's face crumpled, the tough sergeant facade cracking. Jesus. Logan. I thought he trailed off, rubbing his neck. Memories flooding, his own brother, lost to AIDS in the 90s. A silence the family never broke. It's not right. Not in this job. But the words faltered, exposed as the lie they were. Jamal and Carla arrived then, summoned by Mike's terse call, their faces a storm of confusion and guilt. Logan faced them, voice steady despite the tremor in his soul. You all saved me once from the streets. From myself. Now, I'm asking you to see me. The real me. Not the officer. Not the secret. If you can't, then yeah, regret it. Because I'll walk. And you'll lose the best damn part of this team. Silence stretched, taut as a wire. Then Jamal stepped forward, clapping Logan's shoulder gently. Man, we jumped the gun. Your family. Always were. Carla nodded, tears glistening. We got your back. Hayes. For real this time. Mike. Last. Extended a hand. Forgive us. Logan clasped it, the grip sealing more than flesh a pact reborn. But the true test loomed, the internal probe. The department's old guard sniffing for weakness. As they descended, Logan felt the shift. A quiet revolution in his chest. No more cages. He'd emerged not broken, but forged anew. His bravery the key that unlocked not just his cell, but hearts long shuttered. The days following the rooftop reckoning unfolded like a fragile truce. Each interaction laced with the awkward tenderness of mending bones. Logan returned to duty under a cloud suspended pending review, but allowed desk work. A concession Mike had bullied from the captain with threats of mass resignation. The bullpen felt alien now. Colleagues' glances a mix of pity and probing curiosity. But his team formed a buffer. Their presence a silent vow. Mornings. Logan commuted from his apartment in Midtown. The drive along Woodward Avenue, a ritual of reflection. The city's scars-boarded factories. Murals of Motown legends mirrored his own, visible wounds healing unevenly. At the precinct, he'd sift reports. The monotony a balm for his raw nerves. Mike dropped by often, coffee in hand, their talks skirting the edges of the unspoken. Remember that bust in 22? You took the hit for me, Mike said one afternoon. Voice gruff. Logan nodded. The memory sharp, a stray bullet grazing his vest while shielding his partner. Yeah. And I'd do it again. Jamal pulled him into pickup games at the gym. The smack of basketballs drowning doubts. You're still the enforcer. Hayes. He'd grin. Passing the ball. Carla, ever the firebrand, dragged him to a union meeting, whispering strategies to weather the storm. They'll try to bury you, she warned. But we dig graves for bigots here. Their support wove a safety net. But Logan knew true healing lay inward, in confronting the boy he'd silenced. Evenings found him at a quiet cafe near Belle Isle, journaling by the window overlooking the straits. Pages filled with fragments, the terror of discovery, the ache of isolation, the spark of pride igniting. He reached out to his sister, Maya, voice cracking over the phone. Sis, I need to tell you something. Her pause stretched, then softened. I've known, Logan, since you were 16, sneaking those magazines. I'm here. Tears came then, hot and cleansing. The first step in reclaiming family. The probe dragged into weeks. Depositions in sterile rooms where Logan's truth spilled unvarnished. The dealer's confession cracked the frame-up wide revenge for a prior arrest. Homophobia the twisted motive. Evidence mounted, tampered logs. Coerced witnesses. The captain, a grizzled vet named Harlan with a mustache like steel wool, called Logan in. This could have ended you, son. But your record, it's gold. Suspension lifted, with a quiet commendation buried in the file. Reinstated, Logan hit the streets with renewed fire. But the real battle raged within. A department-mandated counselor, Dr. Ellis, a no-nonsense woman with kind eyes, unpacked his layers. Betrayal cuts deepest from kin, she said during their first session in a corner office overlooking the Detroit skyline. Logan nodded, fists clenched. They were my everything. Sessions peeled back the foster home scars bouncing between homes after his parents' overdose. Learning love was conditional. I hid to survive, he admitted. But surviving ain't living. Through it, his team evolved too. Mike opened up over beers at a straight-laced pub, confessing his brother's shadow. I saw you, and it terrified Melossing another to silence. Jamal shared stories of his queer cousin in Chicago, out and thriving, Carla revealed her bisexuality, long closeted in the macho force. "We're all hiding pieces," she said. Their vulnerability bridged gaps, turning regret into resolve. One crisp October night, a call pulled them into the fray, active shooter at a community center in southwest Detroit, a haven for LGBTQ youth. Gunfire echoed as they breached, Logan's heart a drumbeat of purpose. Inside, chaos, teens huddled. A young trans kid named Alex clutching a rainbow flag, eyes wide with fear. The shooter, a disgruntled ex-employee spewing hate, cornered in the gym. Logan moved first, voice steady. "Drop it. This ends now." The man swung wild, but Logan disarmed him with a precision born of pain takedown clean. Cuffs secure. As medics rushed in, Alex approached, voice small. You're like us." Logan knelt, badge glinting. "Yeah. And we're gonna make sure places like this stay safe." The kid's hug was fierce, a talisman against the dark. Back at the precinct, commendations flowed, but the true victory was quieter. Mike raised a toast in the break room. "To Logan, the bravest damn soul I know." Laughter rippled. Genuine. Healing. Logan felt the shift. A wholeness settling. No longer the locked-away officer. He was the beacon. His act of bravery speaking truth amid betrayal rippling outward, challenging the force to evolve. Yet growth demanded more. Logan volunteered for sensitivity training, co-leading sessions with a local advocate. Stories poured from officers, hidden pains, unspoken fears. "It's not about changing who we love," Logan told a room of skeptics, "but loving who we are." Doubts lingered. Harlan's grumbles, whispers from old guard, but seeds took root. Watered by example, winter blanketed Detroit in snow, mirroring Logan's inner thaw. He dated openly now, a gentle architect named Ryan. Their walks along the frozen river talks of futures unshadowed. Maya visited, her embrace erasing years. The team became extended kin, holidays at Carla's, barbecues in Jamal's yard, Mike's awkward attempts at allyship. One spring dawn, as cherry blossoms dusted the precinct steps, Logan pinned his rainbow badge openly on his uniforma quiet declaration. Mike noticed first, nodding approval. "Suits you." The city awoke around them, resilient as ever, and Logan stepped into it, no longer caged. His journey a testament. Bravery isn't absence of fear, but facing it with heart wide open. In the blue line's vast gray, he'd carved color, proving one act could repaint regret into redemption. As the precinct clock ticked toward another shift, Logan lingered at his locker, fingers brushing the rainbow pin now worn without shame. It had been 6 months since the basement cell, a lifetime in cop years, and the scars, though faded, served as maps to his metamorphosis. Detroit's streets called, ever unforgiving, but he answered with a steadiness forged in fire. The call that morning was routine, welfare check on an elderly woman in Brightmoor. The neighborhood's hollowed lots whispering of better days. Logan paired with Jamal, their cruiser bumping over potholes like old friends trading jabs. "You hear about the new policy?" Jamal asked, glancing over. The department, prodded by Logan's testimony and a viral op-ed he'd penned for the Free Press, had rolled out mandatory inclusivity modules. Harlan nearly choked on his cigar. Logan chuckled, the sound lighter than it had been in ages. Progress. One grunt at a time. They arrived at a sagging bungalow, the door ajar like an invitation to intrusion. Inside, Mrs. Evelyn Carter sat amid dust motes, her frail form dwarfed by faded photos of a husband lost to Vietnam. "Officers," she murmured, eyes milky but sharp. "Heard the news about that brave boy downtown. The one who stood up." Jamal exchanged a look with Logan. Evelyn's radio droned local stories, including Logan's quiet heroism at the community center. "That's my partner," Jamal said proudly. She reached out, clasping Logan's hand. "World needs more like you. Son, don't let him dim your light." Her words lingered as they helped her to the clinic. A simple act amplifying the profound, one life touched. Ripple spreading. Back on patrol. The radio cracked pursuit in progress. High speed through the industrial corridor. Mike's voice cut in, "Hayes, Washington. Converge on Mack Avenue. Suspects armed. Fleeing robbery." Adrenaline spiked. The familiar rush. They floored it. Siren wailing, weaving through traffic as the city blurred. Ahead, taillights flashed erratically. The suspect's sedan fishtailing on black ice from an early frost. Cornered at a rail yard. The man bailed, sprinting toward freight cars shrouded in fog. Logan and Jamal gave chase. Boots pounding gravel. Breaths sinking in rhythm. Flank left. Logan shouted, veering wide. The suspect spun, gun glinting, firing wild into the mist. A bullet whizzed past Logan's ear, close enough to singe resolve. But he pressed on, tackling the man against a rusted hopper. Struggle ensued, fists flying. Grunts echoing, but Logan's training prevailed. Cuffs biting home. As backup swarmed, Mike clapped his back. "Clean work. You good?" Logan nodded. Pulse steadying. Better than good. In the aftermath, over lukewarm vending machine sodas, the team debriefed not just tactics, but trust. "That shot," Jamal admitted, "reminded me of the stakeout. Thought I'd lost you for real back then." Logan met his gaze. "You didn't. And you won't." Evenings evolved into anchors. Ryan, with his easy smile and sketches of urban renewal dreams, became Logan's harbor. Their first real date post-reinstatement, a picnic under the Renaissance Center's glow. Skyline-piercing twilight. "Tell me about the cell," Ryan urged gently, hand warm on Logan's knee. Words flowed fear. Fury. The fragile hope that birthed his voice. Ryan listened, then shared his own closet days in conservative Ohio. Coming out isn't a moment. It's a movement. They kissed under stars. Unhurried. The rivers murmur blessing their union. Maya's visits deepened the mend. Over coffee at Slow's barbecue, she unpacked their shared silence. "I should have pushed. Logan. After Mom and Dad." Her voice broke. His hand covered hers. "We were kids surviving ghosts." They toured his old foster haunts, reclaiming streets with laughter. Her pride in his story a balm. "You're my hero," she said, hugging fierce. Family, once fractured, knit anew. The department's undercurrents tested growth. Harlan summoned Logan to his office, cigar smoke curling like accusations. "Your little crusades stirring pots. Hayes, brass upstairs wants results. Not rainbows." Logan held steady. "Results include all of us." "Sir. Or what's the point?" Harlan grumbled, but signed off on a pilot program. Logan co-facilitating outreach with queer community leaders. First session at the precinct, a circle of officers and activists. Air thick with skepticism melting into stories. A veteran shared his late son's unspoken truth. A trans officer detailed microaggressions. Logan moderated, his basement echo fueling empathy. "We're stronger woven together." He closed. Nods rippled, small victories stacking. Winter yielded to spring's tentative green. Detroit blooming defiant. The team marked milestones. Mike's birthday bash at a Corktown dive. Toasts laced with inside jokes. Logan's speech drawing cheers. "To brothers who choose us every day." Carla's promotion to lieutenant. Her acceptance nod to Logan, learned from the best. Jamal's engagement to his high school sweetheart. Bachelor party where vulnerability flowed freer than shots. Yet shadows persisted, a hate crime spike targeting queer spaces. Logan's patrols doubling. One midnight raid on a bashing crew left him bruised, ribs aching. But the arrest stuck. In the ER, Ryan waited, worry etching his face. You can't save the world alone. Logan pulled him close. With you. I don't have to. Summer heat waves brought clarity. At a pride march down Woodward, Logan marched arm in arm with his team badges gleaming. Signs aloft, protect and embrace. Crowds cheered. Alex from the center waving wildly. Mike, sweat-soaked, grinned. Who'd have thought? The float's bass thrummed, bodies swaying in unity. Logan's heart swelling. This was redemption, not erasure of pain, but alchemy turning it to purpose. As fall leaves carpeted streets, Logan reflected in Dr. Ellis's office. I've changed, he said. But so have they. She smiled. That's the human arc intertwined. His journey, once solitary lockup, now communal ascent, proved one brave act's power, regret not his end, but catalyst for grace. The rhythm of reintegration steadied, but Logan's evolution demanded deeper dives, pulling him toward advocacy's front lines. A call from the mayor's office came mid-shift, consult on a task force for LGBTQ safety. His basement story cited in the pitch. Your voice matters. Officer Hayes, the aide said. Hesitation flickered spotlights glare a new cage, but Ryan's nudge sealed it. This is your platform. Own it. Meetings in City Hall's marbled halls felt surreal. Logan's uniform a stark contrast to suits and clipboards. He shared unfiltered, the cell's isolation. Teams pivot. The department's slow thaw. Trust rebuilds brick by brick. He urged. Proposals flowed body cams for bias audits. Peer support nets. Skeptics pushed back, resources stretched thin, but Logan's calm fire prevailed. His lived truth disarming doubt. On the beat, challenges sharpened resolve. A traffic stop escalated when the driver, spotting the rainbow pin, spat slurs. Fucking badge fairy. Logan's pulse raced. Old instincts screaming retreat. But he breathed through, de-escalating with measured words. Sir, step out. We're done here. Backup arrived. The man cuffed for resist. Jamal, witnessing. Fist bumped later. Handled like a pro. Proud. Man. Personal tides rose too. Ryan proposed over dinner at a riverfront bistro. Ring simple silver etched with Detroit's motto, Speramus Meliora. We rise. Logan whispered. Yes, trembling on lips. Their wedding planning wove whimsy vows under the Ambassador Bridge. Team as groomsmen. Mike, practicing his toast. Choked up. From locking you away to standing up with you. Life's funny. Maya relocated closer, landing a social work gig in Ferndale. Her presence a steady pulse. Family dinners at Logan's apartment brimmed with stories, her kids' antics. His precinct escapades. Uncle Logan's a superhero. Her daughter declared. Cape fashioned from a towel. Laughter healed old rifts. Proving blooder chosen kin endures. The task force bore fruit. Pilot trainings rolled out precinct-wide. Logan's sessions drawing full houses. Officers role-played scenarios. Discomfort yielding to insight. I get it now. A rookie admitted post-drill. It's not the mid's us. Carla, now lieutenant, championed expansion. Her memos laced with Logan's insights. Jamal co-led youth outreach. Bridging streets to safety nets. Autumn's chill brought a crisis. Arson at the hideout. Flames gutting the bar that once sheltered Logan's secrets. He arrived amid sirens. Heart sinking at the charred facade. Inside, survivors huddled bartender Marco, who'd poured his first open drink. Eyes red-rimmed. They came yelling, "Sinners burn." Logan's team swarmed the scene, canvassing with fierce determination. Tips led to a gang of fringe radicals. Raids netted confessions. Just as swift. In the fire's wake, Logan organized a vigil. Hundreds gathering under string lights in a park. Candles flickering like defiant stars. He spoke, voice carrying over murmurs. "This place held our truths. We'll rebuild stronger." Louder. Mike emceed, his baritone steady. Jamal strummed guitar for hymns of hope. Ryan's hand in his anchored the swell of grief to gratitude. Winter holidays tested joys. Team Secret Santa devolved into chaos. Carla gifting Mike a Ally 101 book. Jamal pranking Logan with rainbow handcuffs. Laughter echoed. Bonds ironclad. Christmas Eve. Logan and Ryan hosted. Tree twinkling with ornaments from Foster Days repurposed. Maya arrived with pies. The team piled in. Toasts mingling eggnog warmth. New Year dawned with promise. Promotions whispered, Logan-eyed Sergeant. His record unassailable. Dr. Ellis noted in session, "You've alchemized pain into power." He nodded. Journaling later, gratitude for the lockup's lesson bravery births belonging. Spring unfurled. Pride planning amplified. Logan's March contingent swelled. Badges mingling with flags. Afloat honored fallen heroes. His speech drew applause. Regret taught me resilience. Let's turn it outward. Harlan, trailing reluctantly, clapped last grudging respect blooming. Summer sizzled with milestones, wedding under July skies. Vows exchanged as freighters horned approval. In shadows and light. "I choose you," Logan said. Ring sliding home. Reception danced till dawn. Mike's speech tear-jerking. "I locked away a brother once. Now, I lift him up." As leaves turned, Logan mentored rookies. His story a cornerstone curriculum. A young officer, confiding his bisexuality, earned a nod. "You're safe here." Led with heart. The cycle turned his brave act echoing in new voices. Fall harvest brought reflection. At a team retreat in the Irish Hills. Bonfire crackling. Stories circled. Mike admitted, "That key I turned haunts me still. But your forgiveness saved us all." Hugs followed. Embers glowing like healed wounds. Logan's arc. Once solitary confinement. Now communal constellation. Affirmed, one act's regret redeems. Weaving humanity's tapestry thread by resilient thread. With the wedding's glow lingering like summer's afterimage. Logan's life settled into a cadence of purpose and peace. Yet the undercurrents of duty ever tugged. A new recruit. Tommy Ruiz, Carla's cousin. Fresh-faced and wide-eyed shadowed him. Absorbing not just procedures, but paradigms. "How do you handle the stairs?" Tommy asked during a quiet roll call. Logan paused. "Badge heavy. By owning my story. Yours is yours to tell or not." Patrols wove routine with revelation. A midnight call to a bridge over the Rouge River, jumper on the ledge. A teen named Kai. Notebook clutched like a shield. Wind howled as Logan approached. Voice soft over the void. "Kai, talk to me. What's in those pages?" Poems spilled verses of alienation. Love unspoken for a classmate. Logan's heart clenched. Echoes of his youth. "I wrote to hide too. But sharing. It sets you free." Hours later, Kai stepped back. Embrace sealing salvation. Jamal. Covering. Whispered, "You're changing lives." Man. Advocacy amplified. Logan's op-ed series in the Metro Times, Blue Lines. Rainbow Hearts sparked dialogues. Invitations pouring from national conferences. At A.D.C. Summit. Panels buzzed with brass and activists. His keynote, raw and riveting, earned standing ovations. Betrayal broke me open. He shared. But vulnerability mends. Ryan, beside him, squeezed his hand partner in every sense. Homefront bloomed. Ryan's firm landed a contract redesigning queer-friendly housing in Palmer Park. Sketches sprawling their kitchen table. Evenings, they cooked Ryan's experimental fusion. Logan's precinct staples laughter seasoning meals. Maya's family visits filled weekends with chaos, nieces chasing fireflies. Stories swapping till late. You've built this, she marveled one night. Porch swing creaking. From ashes. Team dynamics deepened. Mike mentored a closeted vet, his gruff counsel laced with Logan's lessons. Carla's squad integrated inclusivity drills, her command fierce yet fair. Jamal's wedding, a joyous affair in Lafayette Park, saw Logan best man. Toast heartfelt, loves the ultimate bust, catches you off guard, holds you tight. Challenges crested subtly. A department audit unearthed old biases, files flagged for lifestyle notes. Logan testified, unflinching. Reforms cascading, anonymous reporting lines. Diversity quotas. Harlan, retired now. Send a card. You were right. Kid. City's better for it. Autumn's palette painted gratitude. At a foster care gala. Logan keynote. Sharing his origins. Survival taught silence. Service demands song. Donations surged. Kids' eyes lighting with possibility. Kai attended. Poem published. Hug fierce. You pulled me back. Winter wrapped in warmth. Holiday lights festooned the precinct. Logan's rainbow strand a staple. Team caroling tone deaf but spirited lifted spirits amid flu season blues. New Year's. Rooftop with Ryan. Fireworks bursting over the river. Resolutions whispered. More of this. Logan said. Us. Unbroken. Spring's thaw mirrored inner springs. Promotions landed. Sergeant stripes for Logan. Ceremony intimate. Team cheering loudest. Dr. Ellis's final session. Closure. He smiled. Evolution. Journal entries shifted less lament. More legacy. Summer pulsed with pride's crescendo. The march. Grander. Featured Logan's float. A mock cell transformed to stage. Actors dramatizing his tale. From locked away to leading on. The banner read. Crowds roared. Media swarmed. Post-march brunch. Mike raised a mimosa. To regrets redeemed. Fall's harvest yielded mentorship fruits. Tommy came out at a team dinner. Applause thundering. Your back's mine. Logan assured. The cycle perpetuated bravery begetting bravery. As snow dusted first, Logan stood on his childhood stoop in Detroit's East Side. Renovated now into a community hub. Ryan beside. Maya waving from the car. Inside. Walls echoed with youth voices, workshops on identity. Badges mingling with art. His act. That rooftop truth. Had birthed this sanctuary. Reflecting by the window. Logan traced the scar on his jaw. Pain's echo. But faint. Life's narrative. Once truncated in shadow. Now epic in light. A gay officer's lockup yielding not defeat. But a legacy of love's unyielding line. Years layered like Detroit's resilient strata. Logan's sergeant stripes earning respect etched in actions. Not accolades. The precinct. Once a bastion of bro-code rigidity. Hummed with hybrid harmony diversity, hires thriving. Ally alliances forming. He led a shift now. Rookies like Tommy orbiting his orbit. Absorbing axioms of empathy amid enforcement. A sweltering July bust tested metal. Human trafficking ring operating from a warehouse near the ambassador. Victims' eyes hollow with horror. Logan's team breached at dawn. Flashbangs blooming like false suns. Gunfire traded. He shielded a survivor. Bullet grazing his thigh, a flesh wound. But reminder of fragility. Hospital wait. Ryan pacing. Team crowding the hall. Stubborn fool. Mike growled, but I shown pride. Recovery wove tighter bonds. Carla's care packages. Jamal's playlists. Maya's bedside vigils. Post-op. Logan's testimony fueled federal takedowns. Survivor's gratitude, a quiet crown. One woman, Sophia, inked a letter. You saw me when shadows hit. It framed his office wall. Beside the rainbow pin. Now departmental emblem. Advocacy, ARC National. TEDx invite, cuffed by kin, unlocking acceptance. Stage lights hot. Logan's voice steady. Betrayal's bars forge unbreakable keys. Views soared. Schools inviting. His book, Deal Memoir, inked pending. Ryan co-edited. Their collaboration, a dance of drafts and dreams. Family expanded. Ryan's adoption pursuit, a boy. Elias. 7. With curls and cautious smiles. From Detroit's Foster Weave. Homecoming's chaotic. Elias's first badge tour. Precinct potluck welcoming. Daddy Logan strong. The kid declared. Toy gun holstered. Nights. Stories lulled him. Tales of brave officers. Hidden hearts blooming bold. Team milestones mark time. Mike's retirement bash. Fishing pole in hand. Speech salty. Hayes. You schooled me. Don't stop. Carla's captaincy. Her precinct a model. Crediting Logan's spark. Jamal's promotion to detective. Family swelling with twins. Logan's godfather duties gleeful. Challenges evolved. A backlash wave. Anonymous flyers decrying woke policing. Tested spines. Logan rallied counterforums. Community dialogues defusing ire. Fear thrives in dark. He opined to press. Light it up. Winter's hush brought introspection. Snowshoeing Belle Isle with Elias. Ryan trailing. Logan pondered arcs. From basement despair to this fatherhood's fierce love. Legacy's long shadow. Dr. Ellis. Now friend. Concurred over tea. You've authored redemption. Spring's renewal heralded launches. Memoir release. Unlocked. A sergeant's silent revolution. Signings packed. Fans sharing kin stories. Pride keynote. Elias waving tiny flag. From regret to rainbow. Summer's heat forged forward. Task force expanded interstate. Logan's trainings transforming troops. A joint op with Chicago PDIS sisters. City netted a hate network. Crosstown toasts toasting unity. Fall's foliage framed family. Harvest fest at the hub. Elias carving pumpkins with rookies. Laughter leaf littered. Tommy. Now out and partnered. Toasted mentors. You unlocked us all. As holiday lights twinkled. Logan journaled by firelight. Gratitude's ledger full. The brave act that rooftop stand had just freed him. It liberated legions. Regret's residue-rich soil for growth's garden. Life's tapestry. Woven with threads of trial and triumph. Affirmed in humanity's weave. One soul's courage colors the whole. Decades distilled to decades wisdom. Logan's silver threading his temples as captain now. Helm steady on the 12th's bridge. The precinct. Reborn in his image glass walls etched with inclusivity tenets. Halls humming hybrid heartbeats. Rookies saluted not just rank, but the man who'd humanized the badge. A crisp dawn crisis. Mass shooting threat at a Corktown queer festival. Intel hot from a tip line Logan championed. He coordinated from command. Voice calm over chaos. Secure perimeters. Prioritize evac. Team swarmed. His gut twist from past echoes fueled focus. Suspect neutralized, peacefully talked down via negotiator trained in his module's lives spared. Headlines hailing Hayes Protocol. Aftermath. Survivor circles in the hub, Logan listening. Elias now teen. Lanky and lyrical facilitating youth shares. Dad's story got me here. He told a circle. Pride piercing. Ryan. Ever architect. Redesigned the festival grounds resilient. Legacy layered. Memoir sequel, Echoes Unlocked. Co-authored with Mike's successor. Tales tandem. Bestsellers begot scholarships foster kids to academies. Logan's origins orbiting opportunity. National boards beckoned. He keynote UN panels. Global badges. Universal bonds. Family flourished. Elias's coming out bisexual. Blaze proud met with Logan's nod. Own your narrative. Son. Dates chaperoned awkwardly. Ryan's dad jokes disarming. Maya's brood. Aunts and uncles orbiting. Reunions raucous. Grandkids on horizon. Ryan mused. Winking. Team tapestry endured. Carla's chiefdom. Citywide reforms rippling. Jamal's bureau rise. Cold cases cracked with compassion. Mike's visits. Fly fishing tales. Gruff gratitude. You fixed what I broke. Kid. Trials tempered. A scandal rogue cop's bias brutality erupted. Logan's oversight ousted the offender. Policy purges following. Media maelstrom raged. But his steady ship sailed. Allies amplifying. Winter's wisdom-wrapped reflections. Sledding with grandnieces. Elias's kids. Snow spray sparkling. Journal. Dog-eared, bravery's baton. Passed on. Spring's surge, awards ceremony. Logan's lifetime nod. Elias pinning medal. From locked to legend. He quipped. Tears tracing. Summer's symphony, pride grandstand. Float a time machine cell prop to celebration stage. Speech soaring. One act regrets no more. It rejoices forever. Falls fruition, hub expansion. Wings for elders. Youth. Families. Dedication plaque for the brave who broke chains. As snowflakes swirled first, Logan and Ryan porch sat. Hands entwined. City lights legacy lit. The gay officer, once walled and wrong, had walled out walls his act a cornerstone. Humanity's house higher. Hearts holier. In twilight's tender. Truth triumphed, regrets ransom. Redemption's realm. Twilight years tempered triumph with tranquility. Logan's captaincy yielding to consultancy. Badge shelved, but spirit surging. The 12th thrived under Protogestemy's command crisp. Elias's academy ascent assured. Consults crisscrossed coasts, trainings tailoring trust. Memoirs mentoring multitudes. A balmy benefit, gala for the hub. Logan's roast drawing roars. Mike. Frail but fierce. Toasted tandem, locked us in lesson. Freed us all. Ryan's arm anchored. Elias's family flanking grandkids giggling at grandpa's tales. Global gigs grounded growth. European exchanges. London's met marveling at Detroit's model. Your lockup lit a lighthouse. A chief confided. Back home. UN fellowship, policing pride worldwide. Logan's lens lighting lanes. Home hearth heartened. Ryan's retirement. Blueprints to birdhouses. Their nest feathered full. Elias's wedding partner Alex from years back vows echoing Logan's, in every shade. I see you. I'll walk. Tears trailing. Maya's matriarch mantle. Stories swapped over suppers. Grandkids' queries. Tell the cell story. Logan spun soft. Stress on strength. Dark taught me dawn. Team threads tightened. Carla's memoir mention. Jamal's jubilees. Reunion's ritual. A cruise blue line blue waters bonds buoyant. Tempests tamed. A resurgence hate groups harassing hubs Logan lobbied laws. Litigation's landing. Echoes fade when voices amplify. He opined. Op-eds originating. Autumn's amber aged appreciations. Vineyard visit with Ryan. Vines veiling vignettes. Our vintage. Fine with time. Journal jubilee. Journey's joy. Shared. Winter's whisper wound down duties. Sleigh rides. Stories seasonal. Award afterglow. Presidential nod. Elias pinning proud. Spring Spark, Hub's Heritage Hall. Logan's exhibit artifacts. Anecdotes. Unveiling. Speech succinct. One key unlocked oceans. Summer Serenade, Pride Patriarch. Float Finale. Regrets Relic. Resilience Reigns. Fall's Farewell, Consultancy Capstone. Book Tours Bow. Plaques piled. But presence prevailed. As frost framed final chapters. Logan lectern last. Brave acts beget brave acts endless. Ryan's Hand. Eternal. The Officer. Once obscured. Illuminated infinitely. Humanity's Hymn. Harmonized in heart's hold. Eternal Echoes. Logan's legacy lingered luminous. Consultancy concluding in quiet convocations webinars weaving wisdom. Whispers worldwide. The Hub. His heart's holdout. Hummed havens. Wings welcoming wanderers. Walls whispering welcomes. Familial firmament flowered. Grandkids' graduations. Logan's lectures light. Badges bear burdens. But love lightens. Elias's captaincy. Hub helm. Homage heartfelt. Your lockup. My lodestar. Ryan's reminiscences. Rose garden rambling. We weathered. Wondrous. Travel's tentative Paris prides. Tokyo training stales treasured. Team's tapestry timeless. Carla's chronicles. Jamal's journals. Mike's memory, passed peacefully. Porch eulogy poignant. Reunions rarer. Richer. Ripples reached realms. Academy anthems adopted, Hayes harmony. Global guilds grateful. A biopic brewed. Logan laughing. No dramatruth is thriller enough. Seasons softened. Spring strolls. Stories to sprouts. Summer symposia. Sunset savored. Fall's foliage. Family frolics. Winter's woolens. Warmth within. Reflections ripened. Journals jewel. From fetter to firmament. Dr. Ellis's epistle, your arc. Archetype. Pride's pinnacle, lifetime legend. Lifetime laurels. Speech sublime, one act's avalanche. Avalanching acceptance. As stars stilled. Logan lingered lakeside. Ryan reclined. Elias encircling. Regret. Relic. Redemption. Reality. The gay officer's odyssey. Once occluded. Now Odyssey's oracle. Brave acts beget boundless. Humanity's horizon. Heart held. Forever.